It's your girl Ciara here, and I am so excited about this episode of Level Up Radio. I have the lovely songstress, singer, Golden Globe winner, Oscar nominated. Andra Day is in the house, and we talk about a lot of good stuff. She had to do method acting for her role as Billie Holiday, and the question is, what habits did she continue on after that role? We talk about some really fun would you rathers. Andra dropped some gems on this show, so this is a show you don't want to miss. CC and Andra Day on Level Up Radio. The one and only Andra Day. Hey! Welcome to Level Up Radio, Andra.
Thank you so much. It's beautiful to be here.
It's amazing to see all that's happened since I've last seen you.
Yeah.
I got to send you your flowers right now. You deserve all the flowers and more. You already deserved it anyways, because you were killing it since day one.
Thank
Obviously,
you.
with all your music, and you move people through your music. You move people through how you sing. You know, you make a mark on someone when they hear you sing. So
thank you so much. That's and likewise too, because I mean, I told you even then, you know what I mean, that I was a big fan. So thank you so much. Seriously.
So sweet. Fresh, hot off the press right here with Andra Day, her new single, Phone Dies. I got to hear the inspiration behind Phone Dies. Talk to me about this song.
So this song is a song that I did with Anderson .Paak. It's produced by AP. You know, it's funny. I have these lyrical dumps in my phone, like, you know, just tons and tons and years long of lyrics and just things I want to revisit. And there was one line that I said that I'll let you feel these vibes until my phone dies. And I always wanted to put that in a song somehow. You know, it's this idea that, like, are we more obsessed or more into the connection with a person or our presentation to them and how they receive it? It's a lovey kind of 2021 type of little fling. She probably just got out of a relationship. She probably rebounding, you know? Yeah, it's just one of those, like, it's like once the connection of the phone goes, the love kind of goes with it as well, too. So it's just an observation, yeah.
So how about where you are right now in this day and time, and just to see you metamorph into your character, Billie Holiday, in the United States versus Billie Holiday, to be able to see you go to new levels, already being an amazing performer. I know that you made a lot of sacrifices for this role.
Yes, definitely.
I heard that, you know, you didn't drink, you didn't smoke, you didn't cuss, or any of that before you did this role. Did you have moments where you literally were like, wait a minute, let me just get myself back together because the drinking took over you a little bit? Like, what was that like?
Yeah, well, absolutely. And I think once I started and I made the commitment, I think in the beginning it was like, ooh, this is heavy. You know what I mean? It's a lot of gin that woman drank. A lot of gin. It definitely takes a toll. And with the cigarettes, you know, because I don't smoke, you know, it really made my head just really, really dizzy, really kind of lightheaded. It actually, interestingly enough, helped me to sort of nod, right? In the scenes where I'm doing heroin, helped me to nod in a way because my brain it was being suffocated. So, and it's not used to it. So, also for me, it was like, she is so that, you know what I mean? Like this idea that you are hard pressed to find a candid photo of her without a drink in her hand or nearby and without a cigarette in her hand, you know? So I was like, I knew I couldn't just get the action right. Like I needed the unction, if that makes sense. You know, I needed to know what it's like if I'm in a conversation with you and all of a sudden I'm talking to you and I'm da-da-da and I'm, you know, lighting up and just smoke without even thinking or blinking or batting an eye. So once I was in it, you know, and it's like my dad tells me, you're either in it or you're not, you know what I mean? And so I had a piece about those things. And so really I wasn't checking for myself again. I wasn't going like, let me make sure I can get myself back. It was like, I'm here.
You committed to the character.
Yeah, it was like, I'll deal with the fallout afterwards. You know what I mean? Whoever I'm supposed to be, wherever I am. So that's kind of where I was at in my head with that.
On the cursing side of it all, on the cussing side, as we would say in Atlanta, from Atlanta in the South.
Yeah,
on the cussing side. What was that like walking around the house doing that? And now, is it kind of, you know, in a little bit in your vocabulary, just a little bit?
I mean, it's definitely, that has not gone away yet. I was like, it's probably like calmed down a little bit, but for the most part, I was like, oh, yeah, she's in there. You know, it's funny that you bring that up about how did I practice cussing, because when I first started auditioning for this, I had done a test shoot with Lakeith when Lakeith was cast as Jimmy Fletcher. And so it was myself, Lee Daniels, Lakeith. And so I'm doing the audition, whatever, Lee. And I said, tired of this. And he'd be like, wait, cut, run it back again. And then I would do it again, tired of this. And then he finally came up to me. He says, "You don't cuss, do you?" I said, No, I do not, sir." He was like, "Yeah, you got to work on that." So I basically just had to tap back into 21-year-old me because she was a little messy outside the club. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness. No, that's so funny. When I watched you perform as her, she lived a tumultuous life, but she also had a really beautiful and empowering side to her. And, just with how much, she had gone through and like even seeing her as her younger self, like the journey was just incredible. Like, is there some things that you took from her character or from her, that inspired you as an artist and as a woman?
Absolutely. There's stuff that I took, and then there's just stuff that we're going to feel her on, right? You can watch the movie, you can feel her on. For me, that was the most rewarding part about this, is that Lee really did it. He made this movie for Black women,
Yeah.
Because he was like, when I was a, young Black gay man coming up, that's who supported me, you know what I mean, when nobody else did. So I think just hearing all the Black women who felt seen kind of by her story, you know what I mean? Or the similarities when people go, what's similar? I'm a Black woman living in America. You are a Black woman living in America.
Absolutely.
We know what that sort of inherent almost invisibility, having to prove yourself, constantly having to fight for validity, you know what I mean? And constantly having to fight to say, I'm here, I'm valuable, And not only am I valuable, we know what it's like to be shouldering everybody's burden, our men's burdens, our kids' burdens, other communities' burdens. That's what we do, So there's that part of it. The part that I really hope that I keep is that bravery, you know what I mean? Is that supernatural strength, for her to show up, though the government hated her, though white supremacist culture obviously hated her, she was beloved by the world, you know what I mean? And so, because she loved them, and so those are elements of her that I hope that I keep with me, in my life.
Oh, yeah. She definitely was courageous. And also being a woman.
Yes, absolutely.
Her great sacrifice is paving a way.
It truly did. And I think we really can't have the conversation about civil rights without saying, hey, this is basically the godmother of the reinvigorated civil rights movement,
Oh, my goodness. So powerful. Yeah. I think by people like yourself being able to bring, all of that to the forefront is what it's about. That's the power of acting. That's the power of the gift that God gave you to do what you do.
Yeah.
First of all, you already won your Golden Globe, which, again, let's go.
Hey,
let's go. You already won. You're already winning.
Thank you.
The facts of this is that if you win, you will be the second Black female actress to win both the Golden Globe and Academy Award. The first is Halle Berry. So if you win if you win an Oscar coming up, my question to you is, what does that feel like to you when you think about that?
I feel just gratitude. I feel alignment. You know what I mean? Like I do feel like, okay, this is where God has me in this season. And then gratitude to my fellow nominees. I mean, to see literally my face in a box next to Viola, Frances McDermott, Vanessa, Carey. And then to hear these stats, oh, not since Whoopi, oh, not since Diana Ross and Cicely Tyson, oh, not since Halle Berry, First of all, there's the other part that I'm still a Black woman, and I go, that long, You know what I'm saying? Like, Black women have been performing furiously and ferociously and beautifully and to perfection for so long. So I would like there to not be that much time to go by before that happens again. But God's been reminding me so much, like, this is a blessing. Enjoy it. Like, really rejoice. Enjoy it. Be grateful. Enjoy the moment. But just remember also, it's two things. It is a celebration. It's also a tool, So that's, for me, I'm like, the beauty of this is like, all right, he has exponentially sort of increased my platform, and it's for a reason, and I realize it's to give voice to underrepresented communities, to people who don't feel seen, who don't feel loved, who don't feel appreciated. So the goal is to really tell more Black stories that have been, the narrative has been suppressed, and then to try to give a platform to other communities' representatives to represent their community in these spaces, So it's like, it's a tool, for service as well, too. So I kind of those two things in my mind,
A couple of fun things I think that's important for people to know about you as an artist, right? So the story that I heard about how you started was amazing. You have a connection to Stevie Wonder, right?
Yeah, yes. I mean, I really look at him as sort of like my godfather, and Kai Millard Morris is sort of like my godmother in the business because, there was, I had just sung a song in like a little strip mall, just a little mic and an amp. And it was in front of a shoe store that was opening in like the strip mall in Malibu. I was working with this person, God bless him, but it didn't work out. We all have, I think a lot of us have those stories, maybe not everybody,
Yep.
which is great, but just took a little video of me singing in front of this shoe store and then found himself in like a pastry shop with Kai Millard Morris, who at the time was Stevie Wonder's wife. And she heard it and she loved it. And then she revealed that, who her husband was and said, I want to play this for him. And so she did. And I guess he liked my voice too. So they orchestrated a call and they reached out and so it's crazy. I'm on the phone in an apartment that's probably the size of this pillow. That was like my mama's apartment. I was living on her futon in the living room. But it was a tiny little spot behind a 7-Eleven next to a dumpster.
Wow.
And and then this massive force just drops in through my phone. It was like so crazy. And we just talked about everything. He talked about my sign, you know what I mean? And we talked about music and this song specifically that he wanted to do. And it didn't work out because and this happens. And so I want to say this so people don't get discouraged because sometimes it still happens, obviously. But I was not told the truth. I was told that they didn't like me and I wasn't good enough, And then I found out later, like a year later, when they reached back out to me to see if I was free and could work with them, that the person had just tried to sort of solicit a large amount of money from them, in order to meet with me or something. But God is great. And they reached out, they held on to my information, reached out a year later. And ultimately, they introduced me to the producer that did my first record. So it kind of kicked everything off, yeah.
That's crazy. On this show, I love having fun. I think that's probably my most favorite part of the show is when we get to just get into like fun, random stuff. And so the first question I have for you is that you've got to pick a choir with 6 singers, dead or alive. Who would you pick?
Well, I'm going to just pick us two first because we sitting right here. So let's do it. To me, I'm so big about just diversity of voices and tones. You know what I'm saying? So that's like, so I'm going to put us first. I'm going to put us in the choir first. And then I'm going to put Miss Lady Day in the choir as well, too.
Yes.
I'm going to put Aretha and Whitney in the choir as well, too. I'm going to put Miss Lauryn Hill in the choir, too.
Ooh. Now, let me just tell you, with the ladies that you've lined up, I appreciate you putting me in the mix, but I always just step out and do this right here and let y'all go ahead and sing that thing. I'm going to go ahead and direct that thing.
That's how I feel. I was like, I'm going to replace myself actually with Ella Fitzgerald as well.
Oh, my goodness. I can't.
Lauren would come with the bars too, okay? Like we would all bring our different palette of voices and then you got us on the choreography. See? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like we about to be
Listen,
a lit
I can
choir.
find a little place in that. Okay, I can find a little spot up in there somewhere. Russ, me and the kids, all of us, we love playing Would You Rather.
Okay, yeah.
Would you rather lose the ability to see or speak?
I think I would rather lose the ability to speak.
Ooh.
Because honestly, I don't even like the sound of my own voice. Like, I'm over it.
I can't.
There's something about like, okay, if I can't speak, but I can still observe, you know what I'm saying? So I just think you learn so much, the ability to see, to be inspired with my eyes, to process, you know what I mean? I think I can still express myself in other ways, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think seeing I would definitely keep.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Wait, what would yours be?
I think I might be aligned with you on that one. I love talking. I love talking. I'm a talker.
I love it.
So I love communicating.
Yeah.
But I think to your point, the things we see can be an experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
In my case, like just by seeing my kids be them and be kids and smile and all that good stuff. Being able to watch Russ play a football game, is electrifying,
Yeah, definitely see.
Okay, here's the next one. All right. Would you rather be 10 minutes late or 20 minutes early?
I would rather be 20 minutes early. I am likely going to be 10 minutes late. Ugh, I'm trying to work on this.
The one thing is live TV ain't no other option. So it's like...
Right.
I'm like,
why can't I apply that to my life?
To the everyday. Okay, would you rather be married to a 10 with a bad personality or a 6 with a good personality?
Oh, always a 6 with a good personality. Actually,
yes,
you know what?
Yes.
I want a 10. Just be sexy. Don't do else. Just be sexy. But no, we're not going to do that. I actually obviously always would want. I need the conversation. It's you know what I'm saying?
If you can connect on that level, then I think the sky is a limit in any relationship.
Yeah.
If you can have a relationship built on a foundation of friendship and conversation and communication, then like the only way is up. So
Right, exactly. And then
I'm with you on that.
And then you could hit the gym later. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Okay. Okay, if you had a chance to choose, would you rather go forward in time or go back in time?
I think I'd rather go back because I feel like going forward is like I'm skipping things and I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather experience some things again or maybe go back with the knowledge that I have now than like miss some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Knowing what I know now, if I could go back, I would try to just enjoy more moments. You know what the funny part is? When I look back at young pictures of me and I was like, I can't believe at that time I thought like, ew, my body, ew, I'm fat, ew, I'm this. You know, all these things. Like, I'm like, what? Like I look back at pictures, I was like, it was bad.
Oh,
you know
the
what I'm
jam.
saying? Exactly. Yeah. I was like, it was in it. But so I would probably just try to be less fearful, you know what I'm saying? And I would try to just enjoy it, to really like observe and enjoy and see like, don't worry, sis, like this is going to turn out okay. You're going to be good. You know what I mean?
I love that. There's one thing I wish I would have known at certain points in my life when I was younger was just the power and importance of patience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Things are going to happen for you exactly how they're supposed to and when they're supposed to. And like all the makings of you are what makes you unique, you know, so celebrate every curve, celebrate every inch.
Everything.
You know, celebrate everything, every freckle, all that good stuff. This has been so much fun. You know, this really was a treat to have you and to catch up since the last time I saw you. I'm so proud of you. We are all so proud of you. I know everyone else feels the same as I do. And I want to thank you for joining me on Level Up Radio.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.